Hello my lovely nestlings and welcome to today's video. A little bit of a different intro. I know some of you guys are really missing my face, so I was like, let me show my face. And if you don't know me, welcome. My name is Nikki. I am the owner of Roho Art and I create mandalas. And today we're going to make this one on a 25 by 25 centimeter or roughly 10-inch square canvas board, and I even incorporated glitter. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm kind of going to recreate this one. This was one of my first, and the paint was honestly shit. I don't know if you can see it, but it's very crackly. It was very, very bad quality paint, but I kind of like the color combination. So I am going to do something with this color combination today. So I have prepped my board already just with a generic black craft paint. And let me get a stencil. How many do I have here? A lot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Wow, that was 24 lines. Well, we're going to do it. We're going to kind of do a 16 today. So I have here this one, which I actually ordered from AliExpress. And I'm going to use this today. The board is 25 by 25 and it's a canvas board, so it's very thin, but I really like to work on these. So I have my ruler here and I have a pencil, so let's mark out the center first. These boards can be a little bit wonky, so I make sure that I line up my ruler with the bottom. It's 25 centimeters, so 12 and a half. I'm making a mark. Then I'm going to go to the other side, do the same thing. Mark 2. Okay, and then I'm going to do that. So I'm just marking out the centers here so that I can line up my stencil. Okay, so as you can see, mine is too short for that, right? We're going to fix it in a minute though. So now I'm grabbing my stencil and I'm going to line it up. I'm actually going to do make kind of a dot here. These markings are very, very, very wide, so that's why I'm doing it this way. And I'm lining up my pencil actually with the bottom of the markings here. Okay, so we have this. So my method is a little bit, you're going to see what I'm going to do. So I'm again going to line up the dots that I just placed. And trying to go through the center. So here I have to push it that way. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, like that. So I have to push it out a little bit. So I'm still lining up the dots and the center, but I'm also trying to line it up with the corner. And then I'm just going to extend the line down. Again, lining it up with the corner. A little bit off center because my pencil is a little bit wider, so maybe I can, I hope you can kind of see it a little bit better this way. My table is a little bit small, but that is all okay. Okay, we have marked it out. Then I'm grabbing my compass. I should really get a larger compass one of these days, but ah well. I do want to sharpen my pencil actually, and this is a watercolor pencil. This one sharpens very, very easily for me. I'm going to place it in the center. However, I am going to see if I line up. I don't, so I need to go a little bit this way. Now I line up here. I kind of line up here as well. And then I'm going to basically push it against the outside. Okay, you need to go a little bit there. Just over, way over. Just over. Okay, I should be good now. Going to check the smaller markings that I have again. Yeah, that's okay, okay. And I'm just holding my compass steady and I'm just turning the Lazy Susan. I never knew it was called a Lazy Susan actually. If you're wondering about my accent, I'm from the Netherlands, so I don't even know what we are calling it. Snack wheel or something, I don't know. Okay, this, let's see, is how many? It's a little over a centimeter, 1.2. So I'm going to kind of, let's see, 1.2 is it 1.2 or 1.3? 1.2. I'm a little bit, the shine is kind of, I'm kind of lining it up again in 1.2. So it's a little over a centimeter, like that. And then here again. They don't have to be exact, but okay. And then the last one is going to go out to the edge. I do want to have some more. Please, sir, may I have some more? So this was 1.2, right? Yeah, that's kind of there. And I want one a little bit more in as well. Then I'm kind of going to go in between these two. I'm just kind of eyeballing it a little. I like to have a lot of, you don't have to make all these lines. I just like to have a lot. Color. So I have red, I have bright pink, and I have gold. So let's get some colors. And I have gold. I have a gold paint from Decoart as well. So I think this is kind of going to be it. Ooh, I also have these from Arteza, which I think would look very, very pretty. I have a bluer one and I have a pinker one. We can always do that later. So let me put those to the side. So I have Americana Gold. I have Melon, Dragon Fruit, Red Alert, and Red Barn. And these are all from Decoart. Okay, I'm going to start with the shade Dragon Fruit. Let's put it in the palette. And I want to use this one for my center dot. Let's grab the biggest one that I have. Oh, no, which is a 15.5. Load up the tool. I'm going to aim for the center. Okay, and you can kind of see that ring there. I'm going to add a little bit of paint, and then with a small tool, let's grab this one, which I actually just found. I'm going to make sure that it is out to the side of this ring. So I'm just pulling the paint in a circle. Okay, the next color is going to be shade Melon, which is the lightest. And I am going to get my 0.8 millimeter, if I can find it. And I'm going to dot all around. The center dot. I have quite a bit of paint on my tool. And I'm going to try and make all the dots equal in size. Oh, and the tools that I'm using, these are nail stylus tools. And I ordered this set from AliExpress. I really liked the sparkly bits. You can use any nail stylus tool that you want. I also have the dotting rods from Happy Dotting Company. I'm probably also going to use brushes, so we're just going to have fun today. Okay, that's the first row. Then I'm going to go to the bright red called Red Alert. Let's go to a 1.5. Yes, for the next row. Spacing is good on this row, so I'm going to go in between the dots of the previous row. Ooh, that's a nice bright red. You do need to make sure that they're not touching though, so have to be a little bit careful. If they don't line up perfectly in between the dots in certain places, that is all okay. We're not going to worry about it. I think I'm going to do another row. It's going to be shade Red Barn. It's very dark. Do I need to make that lighter? I don't know. Let's go to next. Let's go to the 2 millimeter. Or the bigger size of the blue tool, if you have one with those swooshes. So we're going to go in between again. This paint is a little bit thicker. This is a multi-surface. I think we're going to go to the same color as the center dot, and I am going to go to, should we go to a 4? Yes, let's go to a 4. I don't know if that will fit though. I think it will just. Maybe I have to make some a little bit smaller than others. I'm going to a 6.5, and I actually pulled this one from Arteza, which is the 803. It's a little bit of a thicker paint, but that's fine. And I'm going to go on the guide mark, but on the cross of the circular guide mark and the straight guide mark. And I'm going to load up my tool and load up the dot. I'm going to skip one, I think. I am going to go to the 1.5 and the other side has the 1. And we're going to walk the dots. I just don't know what color I'm going to use. Let's kind of start like here. So I'm going to start with the lightest one again. And on this guide mark, I'm going to make a dot. It's going to be the top dot. And let's do that all the way around. Then I'm going to flip my tool and I'm going to walk the dots. Okay, cute, cute. Okay, I am going to go to the 2mm and the 0.8. I'm going to do swooshes, but I like to place the dots with a bigger tool and I like to drag with a very small tool. I'm going to go to the darker pink. I'm going to place 2 dots and then 1. So 2 dots on either side of the guide mark and then 1 on the guide mark. And I don't want to go below this circular line. Then I'm going to place a dot with the 1.5 and then drag it with the 0.8. So I'm going to put a dot there on that guide mark. Turn my tool. And then pull the paint down. Okay, I'm going to fill in this space with the red and I'm going to make some more swooshes. So it's basically going to be the same thing I did. I'm going to start with the darkest red and I think it's the 2mm. going to, I need a bigger dot though. On that guide mark, and then I'm going to pull the paint down. Like that. Okay, I changed my mind, obviously. So I made all the swooshes and now I have my 4.5 dotting tool, same color, and I'm going to place a dot here. And you can see here that they will flow into each other, but that is fine because it gives a nice, interesting shape. So I actually want them to touch. I can add smaller swooshes there, and I'm going to go for the gold. So this gold is a little bit thicker. I don't know if I can pull it. We will see. So let's go to the 1.5 and the 0.8. And I'm going to dot there. I don't know if I can pull this paint. Let's see. I can. Oh, that's nice. I do need a bigger dot, so I'm going to go to the 2. Okay, with the bright red, I'm going to make some dots there and there. I'm going to use the, let's use the 1.5 for that. To just fill in this space a little bit more. So I'm going to go to my 1.5. I'm going to walk the dots again, but just on the upper ball of that funky shape. We're going to do some brush strokes, and I have here a brush that kind of looks like this. I don't know where it's from though. I know a lot of people use USA Art Supply or US Art Supply, but the brush set that they are using I cannot get here. So I am waiting for some brushes that hopefully will work as well, but we will see. So I'm going to go to the, bright red then. I think I can fit 3. I'm going to go to the bright red. Let's see if I can execute this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to start on this line that's just above the flower shape or the petal shape, I never know. And if you don't feel comfortable using brush strokes, you can also do this with a stylus tool. Next, I'm going to actually go to the darkest pink. And I'm going to go a little bit lower, I think. Let's see. Yes, and a little bit shorter. That's the plan, man. And then I'm going to go to the lightest pink, and it should fit perfectly in between. A little bit less paint on the tool and a little bit not as much pressure. And I'm going to try to stay on, you know, either side of the guide marks. They will touch in the middle, but that's okay. Okay, I was thinking about how I need to go from here. I think I have a plan, but I'm not sure. So I have that bright red and the 2mm stylus tool, and I'm going to make 3 dots, 1 on either side, 2 on either side of the guide mark here, just between those petals, the swooshes, and then 1 just above. I'm going to make these a little bit bigger so that they pull a little bit more down. And that they end a little bit more on that guide mark. Which was the shade Melon. And a 9mm. And I'm going to aim between these two. These 2 guide marks. So that it is just above this guide mark, and that it's a little bit on top of that one is okay. Okay, and then I'm going to walk the dots again with the gold and the 2mm and a 1.5. Apparently just the 2mm, that is also okay. Next color is going to be the dark purple, pink, I mean, but we're going to go to a 3mm. I'm going to flip the tool, which is a 1.5, to finish off the row. Okay, with the 4 tool and that iridescent pink from Arteza, I'm going to place 3 dots, same as I did there. So 1 on one side of the guide mark, then 1 on the other side, and then 1 in between. Next we're going to make some more brush strokes. So I'm getting my brush again. And I'm going to go to the lightest pink first, the same that we used for that, the shade Melon. I'm really loading up my brush, and I'm going to start here on this guide mark. and then go all the way around. Then I'm going to go to the lightest red. It's going to kind of overlap on the bottom a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to go to the darkest red. And these need to be somewhat, maybe a little bit smaller, but it's okay if they overlap. And here where I have a little bit more space, I can make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm actually extending the brush strokes. It's not ideal, but it will work. I want them to curve around and be a little bit more circular. That's the wrong word for it, but you see what I'm doing, I hope. Okay, I'm also going to do that with the dark red. And I'm going to come up to the same guideline where that dot ends. Okay, so here I kind of tried something and I like it, so we're going to run with it. I am going to go to my 10mm and the brightest red. And I kind of lined it up on this guide mark. Yeah, on this guide mark, I hope. Right? Yeah. Then I'm going to go to the 3mm and the gold, and I'm going to walk the dots. Okay, then I'm going to go to the dark red and the 4mm. I'm going to place 3 dots, one on either side of the guide mark, and then the it needs to be on this guide mark. I need to make these a little bit bigger. So the bottom of those 3 dots is on the outer guide mark. Then I'm grabbing my 3mm, place a dot, load it up, then flip the tool. Oh, I still have gold on my tool, that's not handy. Flip the tool and then pull it around. like that. Okay. Then we're going to do brush strokes again. And I'm going to start with the darkest pink. And we're going to go from that direction down. I'm following the shape, trying to follow the shape of the petal that I just made. Then we're going to go to the lightest pink. This is going to be a little bit longer, and it's kind of going to hug the red there. Then we're going to the dark red, right? Yeah, dark red. And that one is going to go even higher. So that it almost touches that lighter shade of the previous row. Also, let me get a stylus tool. This is the tool and the gold paint. So here in that V shape here, I'm going to place 3 dots. And then I'm going to make a tiny swoosh. 3 actually, like that. So I have these. These are actually, it's a complete set. I'll link down below where I found them. I bought these on AliExpress, and unfortunately this one broke off, but that's okay because it was a 4. This is a 6mm, and I'm going to go to the gold. I'm going to place a dot on that guide mark. Then we're going to go to the 4. And I'm going to place 2 dots, 2 dots next to it. Okay, then I'm going to go to the 3, and I'm basically going to do the same thing. But if I can fit another one next to it, I'm going to do that. And you could, if you want to follow the curve of the line. Apparently I'm not, so it gives it a little bit of a square feel instead of a rounded feel, but that is okay. I actually quite like that. Okay, so I was trying something to kind of fill in that square there, and I think I like this. So I'm grabbing my gold and 3 millimeter stylus, and the other side is a 1.5. And then on this guide mark here, I'm going to place a dot. And then with the other side of the tool, I'm going to pull it up until just above those dots there, like that. And then on the same guide mark, I'm going to put 2 dots and then drag those down as well, or up actually. It's a little bit wobbly because of the canvas, but like that. Okay. We're going to go to the corners now. So let me push that one a little bit further up so you can see what I'm doing. I think I'm going to start with the lightest color. So I'm going to start with a brush again, brush strokes. I'm really loading up my brush, preferably without the cat hair. And then I'm going to go from there to there. So I'm going to start here on the guide mark, like that. That is actually a little bit too much paint, but it is what it is. Okay, then I am going to go to the lightest red. Going to go next to it. Then I'm going to go to the darkest pink. For me, I'm going to go to the darkest red. Okay. And I think I'm going to try do brush strokes with the gold as well. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, that actually goes very nicely. Okay, that is cool. I think this is almost it. I'm going to let it dry a little bit and kind of figure out what else I want to do, because I think I want to do something here in the corners extra, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to let it sink in all a little bit, and then I will see you in just a second. Okay, we are back. Everything is dry. I removed the guide marks with a baby wipe, and as you can kind of see here, I bedazzled a little bit. So let me show you what I am doing here. So we're going to start with the inner ring, and I'm going to put a top dot on all those pink ones with the Decoart gold. And the tool that I used for that is the 4mm. So the next thing that we're going to do are these, And I'm going to use the shade Red Alert for that. I'm just going to shake it up. And again, with the 4mm, going to shake it up. And then I have a little bit in the cap that I can use. So I don't have to pour in new paint in the palette. Next are the bigger dots, yes. For these, I kind of went playing. And I grabbed the Arteza Iridescent 804 for that. I do think that I need a little bit in my palette though, because I'm going to use a dotting rod. So I'm just pouring a little bit in. I think I grabbed the 8.5. Oh, that's a little bit too much. I think that's actually too big then. Oh, that's what she said. Okay. Okay. So that is that. And then what I actually did here is I used crafting glitter. So I actually have this, just a red crafting glitter. What I did is put a little bit of paint underneath. So I made a top dot with a paint. And then with basically this tool that I have here, which is a silicone tool, I scooped the glitter and, you know, basically put it on top and then blew off the excess. But to be able to do that and not get paint everywhere else, I need to let it dry for a little bit so I can do those. Oh, I can show you here. I think I can show you on one, and then I think you understand how it works then. So I used the 9 for that. Probably don't have enough paint on my tool right now, but that is okay. I'm just going to kind of grab some out of the bottle with my dotting rod. It's not ideal, but it works. So we're going to make a top dot. Like that. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay. And you can let it set a little if you want to, but the paint has to be a little bit wet. I'm just going to wait until it kind of flows to a nice rounded shape. Then I'm getting my crafting glitter. This is messy, but it's very, very pretty. Kind of like me. Never mind. I'm just going to scoop some up and let it fall on the paint. Like that. And then I just blew it off. I don't know if that is a good idea, but that's what I did. So let's see. Haha! And then you get that. It's messy, but it's very, very pretty. So, yeah, I think if I stay to the outside and blow on the outside, I'm probably able to do this. So let's get a little bit of the shade Red Alert. It does not really matter what shade you use underneath, but you know, the red kind of helps with the color of the glitter. Okay. And again, what is important is that you blow away from you so that you don't get it. Well, you'll get it everywhere, but okay. Then the glitter. And you don't have to use a silicone tool like this. You can also just use a little scoop. You can also use, you know, makeup glitter. That is all okay. I just have this. I still have glitter everywhere, but now I kind of have to figure out what I want to do with the center dot. I haven't really decided yet. Oh, and we have glitter there. And there I can see, but that is actually okay. If you let it dry, you can either leave it, or if you let it dry, you can always put a little bit of, you know, extra paint, a layer on top, so you won't see the glitter anymore, but it is what it is right now. So this is it for now. Let me clean up. Here she is all done. I did add a gold top dot in the center and she's varnished. I really love how this one turned out. It's not going to be the last painting I'm going to create because I really enjoy painting on these square boards. So yeah, that was it for today. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. I'm going to wish you a fantastic day, a fabulous evening, happy painting, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye.